I ignored my destiny once. I cannot do that again. Even for you. I'm the only one who knows that. At least I'm the only one with the will to act on it.
The Mad Titan Podcast with your host, Jay Washington.
What's happening, everybody? It's me. I'm back. Welcome to episode 11 of the Mad Titan Podcast with me, your resident supervillain, Mr. Jay Washington. I apologize for the delay. As you all know, it's been Thanksgiving week. A lot of things are hectic. People are going in and out of town, dealing with family, friends, and whatever the case. So I am bringing this to you solo. Like, I kind of don't like doing it, but I feel like it's enough I can talk about for a week. Lord Jesus, I'm not talking about a week myself, for about an hour. That's about enough I can talk about for an hour with you guys and have some fun with it and, keep everything going. For those who are new to here, what I do is every week I try to get you caught up on all the happenings in the Marvel and DC live action TV and cinematic universes. So, Cape and Cow, superheroes, all that stuff, here I am. And I know there are a lot of other properties that are Marvel and DC at many cases that I don't get into. I just want you to know I already watched the majority of these TV shows and keep up with all these movies every single week. So you get what you pay for. Also, thanks to everybody that is checking this out on the Nerd Jabber Network. I appreciate you all even more. Thank you very much. I know you guys get this a little bit delayed, but nonetheless, you're listening to it, and that is what matters to me. Back to my past week, man. Like I said, it was Thanksgiving week. I got a chance to go to 2 different houses and have some nice camaraderie and fellowship with people. I didn't get a chance to go out of town to be with either my children or family, so I was stuck here in Los Angeles, but I had to make the best of it, and I did. No need to be pouty and complaining about it and whatnot. So I'm happy that I had a great time. Shouts out to Tom Tran and his wife, Kenan. Tom of the Sex Jokes and Rock and Roll Podcast, a regular and a favorite here, and for opening their doors. And to my homeboy, Sean White, who put together an amazing Friendsgiving. And I also went to another Friendsgiving on, I went to 2 Friendsgivings on Friday. Like, before I moved to Los Angeles, I never knew what Friendsgiving was. Never knew. I just heard Thanksgiving, and that was it. But when you come to a town that has a lot of orphans, if you will, transplants more so, then everybody does this Friendsgiving gathering where people just don't feel alone. You have a bunch of friends around you, hang out and kick it, and that's cool. And so I really enjoy that. Also, I got a chance this past Sunday to do another show at Sunset LA. It is a show that happens at a private exclusive residence in Brentwood, California. If you don't know what Brentwood is, it is a high-end, expensive-ass neighborhood. It is above my tax bracket I believe to even speak of it, but here we are speaking of it. One of the dope things about this show is you do a show in a home theater in the basement of a mansion. Yo, you heard me. It is a theater in the basement of a mansion. The theater seats about 70 people comfortably. 70 comfortably. There's a full stage with a grand piano, drum set, everything. Bands play. There's a couple comedians, and I had a great time, and I always have an amazing time there. This one stuck out a lot because of how the holidays had been feeling, and the reception from the people was so dope, was so phenomenal, and I'm grateful about that. I always love performing, and I got a couple more shows coming up. Hopefully I'm not ending the year already, because a lot of people are ending their years with working and stand-up in November, because, again, this is a town full of transplants. This city shuts down during the holiday season because everybody leaves. So just trying to make the best of it and do what I got to do. Also, as I'm recording this, today is November 27th, 2018. This is a very special day to me personally because it is the 15th birthday of my firstborn son, Jalen. My son, who is one of the reasons why I work super hard, him and my daughter, Jalea. He is a genius, a star athlete. He is hilarious. He is motivated. He is driven. He's everything I want to be and more. And sometimes it sounds weird to hear the parents say that, but I aspire to continually do things that my son can do and excel at them, and also make him proud of me, because I know for a fact he's made me proud of him, and I'll never deny that. So, Jay, if you hear this, I've already told you numerous times. I've tagged you on Facebook. I've called you, text you, You know, we've responded, we've communicated. Still, I want to put it out there for the world. Happy birthday. Your dad loves you. Hope you got the best of it today, even though you're in Indianapolis, and it probably ain't much to do. But as long as you're healthy and alive, bro, you got everything the best. Love you, kid, from Dad. All right. Enough of me before I get all sad and sappy and soggy with it. Let's get right into it, man. Let's kick it off with some Marvel news. And there's a lot. There's not much, again. There's little bitty tidbits of news here and there. I don't like to go into the whole, well, somebody released promo concept art and all this, because is it necessary? Do we really care about it? Probably not. But here's something that I think you would like to hear. Rocket and Groot may be the next one set to get their own limited series on Disney Plus. Yes, the Disney streaming site, which we all thought was going to be called Disney Play, is officially called Disney Plus. Now, you heard already that Loki and Scarlet Witch were getting theirs. Yes, Tom Hiddleston and Elizabeth Olsen will be reprising their roles. Next, it came out that Winter Soldier and Falcon, Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie, were getting theirs. Now it seems the next one is going to be Rocket and Groot. Now, here's the crazy thing about Rocket and Groot. They're animated. The budget behind that to keep those animated characters. We've seen how they look in the Guardians of the Galaxy film. We've seen how they look in Avengers 4. It takes a lot to bring those characters to life, to make them realistic looking. And that's just for a 2-hour movie in most cases. And that's not even with them being in the entire films. You know what I'm saying? You see them in certain points, but you got to figure out Disney is willing to shell out all this money to make these limited series happen, and especially when it comes to Rocket and Groot, because I think we'll see more of their capers and things of what they were up to before they actually met up with the Guardians in Guardians 1, which is dope as shit. I just want to know, how did Rocket start learning how to talk Groot? Also, I still need to learn how the hell Star-Lord and the rest of them learn Groot, because I still haven't deciphered what I Am Groot is from I Am Groot. I just... You know what? I'm going to take a linguistics class on that. Also, Marvel supposedly has cleared up their MCU timeline, but in the process, they caused a hell of a lot more confusion. Now, one of the big things everybody's been trying to figure out is, where do certain things fit in the MCU timeline? What happens first? What happens second? So here is the breakdown that they give, okay? Just follow the breakdown. 1943 to 1945 is Captain America, the First Avenger. 2010 is Iron Man. 2011 is Iron Man 2, The Incredible Hulk, and Thor. These are Marvel years, okay? 2012 is The Avengers and Iron Man 3. 2013 is Thor, The Dark World. 2014 is Captain America, Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. 2015 is Avengers Age of Ultron and Ant-Man. 2016 is Captain America, Civil War, Spider-Man Homecoming. 2016 through 2017 is the Doctor Strange story. 2017 is Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok, and Avengers Infinity War. Here's where the confusion comes in. 2012 is supposed to be the Avengers. 2016 is Spider-Man Homecoming. In the beginning of Spider-Man Homecoming, Michael Keaton's character, Adrian Toomes, holds up a piece of paper, and then he talks about it. Then it fast forwards, because this is right after the Battle of New York when the Chitauri come in, right? Right after that. Then it says 8 years later. Huh? Don't that make it 2020? Like, I'm lost. I'm so lost. I'm so lost. Now, right now, more things don't, like, right now we know Captain Marvel is 95. Avengers 4 will probably be 2024. No, I'll say 20. So Infinity War is 2017, 2022, because it's supposed to be 5 years since the snap. And Spider-Man Far From Home, we don't know where that'll fall in line just yet. But it's confusing. I used to think we had it all, because there was a longer timeline that was supposedly broke down the TV series as well. And it was just one of those, like, yo, shit just happening. I need a drink. That's how you felt looking at it, because it overlapped, and some things didn't make sense anymore, and storylines didn't connect where you thought they were going to connect. So I'm just like, look, Marvel, you'll eventually explain everything. You hopefully will reset reality, and shit'll be better. Who knows? All right, here's something I didn't really want to talk about, okay? Sony has announced 2 new release dates for untitled Marvel films. Now, many people believe that these films are both Venom 2 and Morbius. Venom 2 and Morbius. The reason being, where is it? Okay, I didn't click on the right one. I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay, get my pictures, get my links together. Boom, there it is. It's supposed to be Venom 2 and Morbius. Because Venom, as of the recording of this, has passed $822 million at the box office globally. Yeah, I'm just as shocked as about probably most of you. I don't know. Because some people are like, oh, Venom's a great movie. I'm like, how many drugs did you do before you went into the to the theater to see that? But I digress. So they announced that their slates will be, there's a movie coming out 7/10/20, and then there's 10/02/20. Both of them say untitled Sony / Marvel movie. On 7/10/20, it says untitled Sony / Marvel movie. And on 10/02/20, it says untitled Sony / Marvel sequel. And we know we're not getting another Spider-Man sequel in 2020 because technically, Spider-Man is in the MCU, but the Spider-Man films aren't. So that would probably explain why where the confusion lies with the Spider-Man timeline, as I mentioned earlier. But we pretty much can assume that the sequel is Venom 2. It's made the money. It's a guarantee. Once it made its first opening weekend numbers, it almost was guaranteed a sequel. So it seems like we're going to get it. I just hope they fix Woody Harrelson's hair and they do something. I would say do something closer to the storyline, but I want them to do something where it actually intrigues me personally. And I know a lot of people didn't feel it because, again, it's hard to see a Venom story without Spider-Man, to know the origins. I still don't give it the fact that the symbiote had a goddamn name out of nowhere. And Riot is the team leader. And Venom is a loser on his planet. And it's just a lot. But 7/10/20 is guaranteed Morbius, the Living Vampire, starring one Jared Leto. I don't know how y'all feel about this. I personally don't. I'm not sure. I'll say this. I'm not sure. I can't guarantee it because I could see it. I can see the trailer and be like, oh, this is dope. But then I'd be like, oh, this is horrible. Because I, again, believed when I saw Suicide Squad's trailer, I was like, okay, he don't look like the Joker, but he looks like his own variation of the Joker. Cool. Because each Joker iteration has been different. From Cesar Romero to Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, all have been different versions of the Joker. And I refuse to count the one that's in Gotham. I just fucking refuse. But I saw Jared Leto's and I was like, okay, this is different. And then I watched the movie and I was like, oh, this is the Grand Theft Auto version of the fucking Joker. Okay. All right. And that's what you want to believe it is. Okay. So now we got to go into him being Michael Morbius, the living vampire. And I'm just so confused. I'm just so damn confused. I really am. Okay, here's some other news. So this is what hilariously happened. I don't know if you all have been following, but we're getting a PG-13 rated version of Deadpool. It's Deadpool 2, excuse me. It's going to be titled Once Upon a Deadpool. Well, a fan seemingly pitched the idea to Ryan Reynolds a year ago. Now, I know a lot of people are like, what? How does that happen? How was that possible? Check this out. Back on December 7th of 2017, Twitter user goes by the name of @MVBramley tweeted, @VanCityReynolds, if Marvel forces you to make a PG-13 Deadpool, just copy the framing device from The Princess Bride and have Deadpool censoring it for Fred Savage as a bedtime story. A kidnapped adult Fred Savage. There, I fixed it. Right? Just crazy. He also put the same post on Facebook where he said, I hear that Disney are most likely buying Fox, and a lot of people are putting that in the context of Marvel Studios getting the rights to the X-Men and Fantastic Four back. One supposed downside of this is that Deadpool might not be comfortable with the Disney might not be comfortable, with the R-rated content like Deadpool. First of all, that's sad because only the Fox Marvel stuff that has been working lately has been the rated R stuff. Secondly, I think they could do at least one fantastic PG-13 Deadpool movie with Ryan Reynolds if they just were really meta with it. Everyone could use the TV version swear words, and Deadpool himself could be pissed off about it when he's breaking the fourth wall. Alternatively, they could do it with the framing device from The Princess Bride. Deadpool will be reading the events as a bedtime story for Fred Savage and censoring it for him. It actually be Fred Savage as he is today. He doesn't know why Deadpool is doing any of this, but he wishes it would stop. This is the exact Facebook post and tweet that this guy made in December of last year. Remember, at this time, we were only talking about Deadpool 2 within itself. Just the rated R movie with Josh Brolin coming along as he beats all the rest. This is what we were talking about. It resurfaced, and it got kind of crazy because people found the tweet and were like, wait, what? Hold on. And so they started tagging Ryan Reynolds about it. So Ryan himself reached out to Bramley. He said he reached out via DM, and Bramley tweeted about it. He tweeted on the 22nd. He says, at Van City Reynolds and I had a brief talk, and I believe he was as confused as I was. It seems like this may have all just been a big, insane coincidence, and I'm happy to leave it at that. I'm looking forward to seeing the movie in December. Hashtag Deadpool. Hashtag Once Upon a Deadpool. Here's what I believe. I believe Ryan may be innocent. Ryan Reynolds don't seem like that type of dude. I believe Ryan Reynolds is innocent. I'm stressing this. I believe Ryan Reynolds is innocent. I believe some of his writers and staff and people who just happen to scroll through Twitter and Facebook and see different things and follow keywords and hashtags happen to see that and came up with the idea. Took the idea and presented it to Ryan as if it was an original thought, and Ryan Reynolds didn't know any better and went with it. So the onus is on the writers and the creatives behind Ryan Reynolds, because I know Ryan Reynolds has tried to play Deadpool closer to the hip, tried to make him what he is in the comics, fourth wall breaking, meta, and things of the sorts. But I believe the framework itself with the Princess Bride is something that somebody saw and presented it to him. Now, what happens off of this is probably the question you want to ask. Of course, dude gets to go to the premiere. Dude's going to probably become buddies with Ryan Reynolds. They're going to probably give him an undisclosed amount to keep him quiet because it's too coincidental, for lack of it's too obvious to be coincidental. That's what I should say. It's too obvious to be coincidental. I believe that they gave him some hush money, like, yo, can we just say we cool? Because, like, we're trying to pitch this. We're trying to get Deadpool accepted into the MCU. So can we do this? And this way it goes forward. Either way, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at how it played out. I'm mad. He may even get a consulting credit in the film. You know, he may even get some film money, you know, because of that. And I'm not mad how the ending turned out. I'm just mad that somebody went and stole his concept idea. But again, it's entertainment. It's this industry. It happens all the time. There's no... I'm getting back in the professional wrestling ring. I'll say this real quick. Got back in the ring, and I was having a discussion with a friend of mine, and we were talking about how she was talking about how people come up with characters and can they pitch ideas to creatives in certain companies. I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't always mean creative will accept it. What creative will do is have that idea and they won't accept it for you, but they may give it to someone else. So it feels like, yo, I got screwed over. And it happens with television, with films, so much more stand-up. So I say all that to say it's crazy that it's happening, that it happened, but at the end of the day, who knows? You know, as long as it works out for dude at the end, as long as it works out for him, and it doesn't do anything, you know, damaging to the reputation or image of Ryan Reynolds, I think we'll all be good about it. All right. Well, the Walking Dead's Ross Marquand doesn't know yet if the Red Skull will return in Avengers 4. Now, if you remember, the Red Skull reappeared in Avengers Infinity War. He was no longer played by Hugo Weaving. He's played by Ross McCann. The thing is, where he appeared was at Volmir, the place where the Soul Stone was. It was where the Tesseract took him. Remember that at the end of Captain America: First Avenger. He was trapped there because he tried to get an Infinity Stone, so his punishment was guarding another Infinity Stone. Well, the Infinity Stone that was there that he was guarding has been given to someone else. So now he is technically free to leave. But Marquand appeared on on Sunday's mid-season finale of Talking Dead. And at one point, Robert Kirkman, he quizzed him about his future as the quote-unquote Stonekeeper in the MCU. And asking outright if he was going to be in Avengers 4. And Marquand said, quote, "I don't know. I can't answer that question. I really don't know." Now, he could be playing it coy. He could be coy. He could be not knowing. Or he could have already filmed his scenes for A4 and just can't tell anybody. Because, of course, we don't want everybody being like Mark Ruffalo and Tom Holland, who will spoil every damn thing. You know, they'll start telling us stuff that we don't really need to know. It should be a secret to everybody else, but they'll give it away. And some people like it. Some people get frustrated. Some people are like, yo, they should be fired. Either or. Speaking of Avengers, there is a possibility. Now, I'm recording this again on November 27th. So if you hear this afterwards, you may have already seen it. You may have already beheld it and witnessed it. There's a possibility on November 28th, 2018, we are getting the Avengers 4 trailer. I'm wondering about this. I know they kind of did that last year where they released the trailer kind of early and got the buzz going behind it. But do you really need buzz behind Avengers 4? Do you really need hype going into a movie that is following a movie that blew everybody's mind? Now, I know in between Avengers Infinity War and A4, there were both Ant-Man and the Wasp and Captain Marvel. I would rather you give me something more on Captain Marvel as opposed to jumping to what I have to get in April, May. I'm already pumped. I think I speak for a lot of fans. We already pumped. We know we want to see this. There's no change. We're not going back. Nobody is sitting there like, man, I'm not sure if I want to see Avengers 4. You know, the way they left me hanging in Avengers Infinity War, I think I'm cold. Nobody is saying that. So I think people want to see it. I don't think you need to give away the trailer that fast. I don't, but that's just me. I will talk about The Gifted. I have not seen it. It's been kind of hectic trying to catch up with The Gifted and everything else that comes on Tuesdays, okay? That being Flash, Black Lightning, catching back up potentially on Arrow, Legends, and doing what else I have to do and getting everything in prepped for the week coming up. So I'm sorry if you're watching The Gifted. I will catch up, I promise, for next week's episode. I promise I'll catch up, all right? Let me get into some DC news. Here's the first one that I think I really need to address because it's weird and I'm like, why? If you have not heard, Birds of Prey gets its official title name. Margot Robbie tweeted the copy of the script, the cover of the script, that it said, Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. If that is the title of this movie, I am only calling it Birds of Prey. I refuse. I cannot call it Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. I know I'm saying it now, and that is for the purpose of this podcast, but there is no reason I need to be saying that over and over again. Why? Because I understand that we're changing the overall concept of what Birds of Prey is. I get that. But now we're definitely shifting all of the focus to Harley with this title. And if not, then it makes no sense to title it that. You know, I'm excited to see Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I'm excited to see Journey Smollett-Bell. I'm excited to see Rosie Perez. I'm excited to see Ewan McGregor. And I forgot who they just cast as Cassandra Cain. I'm excited to see this film, but I need to know if it's following the Birds of Prey line or is it, you know, because it changed. Look, I'm more confused as everything because this is supposed to be Birds of Prey, Gotham City Sirens. We're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So what exactly is it? The hell if I know. So that's the name of the movie. Let me know your thoughts if you're going to rock with calling it that whole thing and buying a Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. I feel like it is titled like a Harry Potter movie. This is not a Harry Potter movie. Name me one superhero movie that has come out ever that has had this ridiculously long title. I don't think there has been. I don't think I can find one. I can't. Spider-Man Far From Home's not really long. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, not long, because it's the name of the group for Guardians of the Galaxy. Avengers Infinity War, no. Avengers Age of Ultron, no. Captain America the Winter Soldier, Captain America First Avenger, Thor, The Dark World. I can't find one. Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. Yeah, that would probably be it, but yeah, I guess. It makes my head hurt. Early screening reviews have come out for Aquaman, and all of them have been positive. They've all said that James Wan has done it. He's created an epic fantasy superhero sci-fi film that is shot well, looks beautiful. The CGI is done well, and I've heard a few people who said it's a little bit overdone, but of course, it's a film that's based under fucking water. What do you expect? But as a whole, people are saying this may be the best DCEU movie, even past Wonder Woman. And I'm happy to hear that. I'm gonna go see it regardless. I was excited for it. Yo, I'm excited to see Jason Momoa play Jason Momoa as Aquaman. You know what I'm saying? How often do you get to say that? Yeah, say it 3 times fast. Jason Momoa playing Aquaman. Yeah, Jason Momoa playing Aquaman. I feel like it's when you say Candyman, it may go a little. You know what? I'm gonna leave it at that. But nonetheless, they say it's gonna be great. Also, legendary Julie Andrews will be voicing the role of a magical sea beast in the film. This cast still gets better, even though the movie is almost a couple of weeks away. We're still hearing great things about Aquaman. I'm looking forward to it. Speaking of the DCEU, here's the part where I get pissed the fuck off. I've discussed this many times on this podcast. Many times. Every time something comes up, I bring it up. Why? Because it doesn't need to keep happening, and yet it does. Zack Snyder is talking once again. Bro, stop. This time, it's the whole concept art and what he would have done with Darkseid. No one, at this point, I'm not going to say no one because there are these people who keep believing that there's a Snyder cut and there's not a Snyder cut. Yo, Zack Snyder, this is the best way I feel I could... The best way I feel I can describe it to you is like this.
No. Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
You have no right to take people
Shut
to trial.
up! Will you shut up? Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Yep, perfect way to describe it. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Because when you keep doing that, like I said before, other people keep going, we'll release the Snyder cut. There isn't a cut. You didn't finish it. There's no cut. So stop. Please stop. God. As far as Supergirl goes, man, they're still doing the things that are very much mirroring what we're going through today with Agent Liberty and the alien immigration, which we're talking about illegal immigration here, aliens in cages. They had people marching with tiki torches. You're like, y'all just really gonna go at it. All right, cool. I wish... I get what you're doing. I get you're mirroring it. I get it. I just hope it all pays off. By the way, if I haven't told you before, I think I might have said it last week, but we do have our Lex Luthor, John Cryer, formerly of 2.5 Men. He'll be there. We also got the trailer for Elseworlds. The trailer looks dope. A little bit of concept about Batwoman with Ruby Rose. We saw the Monitor for the first time, and how basically the story is going. The guy is, I forgot what the character is. I can't remember. Please forgive me. He's rewriting reality. And so as he rewrites reality, that's how Oliver Queen is the Flash, Barry Allen is the Green Arrow, things of the sort. Cool. Legends of Tomorrow. I haven't seen the most recent one that came out. As I'm recording this, it is Tuesday, so I haven't watched it. I haven't watched Mondays yet. But the last one was very interesting. They introduced the creator of Godzilla, and it was so nice to see him and to get how he came up with the concept of Godzilla after writing in a magical book. He drew a Tagumo. It was a giant squid-like creature that was destroying Tokyo. And after the legends saved him and everything, well, mainly McRory in drawing his fictional creature, a fictional warrior, an Amazonian warrior that had 3 boobs, a la Total Recall. They told him, why don't he do something else with monsters and make a king? And he's like, King of Monsters, Godzilla. We got Thanksgiving with Nate's family. Thomas F. Wilson keeps amazing every single week on this show as Nate Haywood's dad, and everything he does and the quirkiness and where it just fits in. It's not over the top. It's not underwhelming. It works. And then at the end of the episode, we find out he has a secret plan, because he does work for the government, of course. So government officials do have secret plans. Let's just call the shit for what it is. But he has that, and we're trying to find out now what he wants to do with these magical beasts and creatures that he finds out the Time Bureau has. Also, Ava went home with him for Thanksgiving because Sarah had to work. Okay. That's y'all in a brand new relationship. Like, okay, whatever. So Mona, the delivery girl, the food delivery girl, and Gary started to get a little bit closer until the monsters in the Time Bureau escaped. I'm really believing there's a little bit more to Mona than we see. She understands how to calm monsters down. She knows who they are. She knows their history, but I believe there's a little bit more. Speaking of relationships, we get Ray and Nora. Nora Dark has to use magic to help Constantine, who's dying. He gave off his life energy to a young camper in the previous episode. Ray believes in her. Ray loves her. He has that look in his eye for her. And I'm here for it. But also, they're married in real life. They're married in real life. So it's like, okay, it's able to convey. At least we know the emotion that they feel. The chemistry will be a real chemistry because it's a couple that's an actual couple. And even though they're good actors as well, so it helps gets through and seen on both ends. I like this season of Legends. I like Legends anyway. Legends is kooky, it's crazy, it don't have a format. Again, shouts out to Brandon Routh, shouts out to Katie Lotz. You two are amazing. I'm still trying to completely understand the whole Charlie character with Macy Richardson Sellers. Like, I know she's not a Maya, just looks like a Maya. It's kind of, I guess. Let's go on to Arrow. I didn't watch this week's again. By the time I'm recording this, I'll catch up to it. You get an unofficial team up of the new Team Arrow, trying to figure out ways to both stop Diaz and help Oliver get free, which ends up them capturing Diaz. They actually capture him, and Felicity has the opportunity to kill him in the interrogation room at turn off cameras, and she doesn't because Laurel Land says they can use Diaz for leverage to get Oliver out of prison. Which, while Oliver is trying to figure out how to get out of prison, a guard is killed, and then they think that it's Oliver's new cell buddy, Stanley, the little dude. Well, then Oliver does some research and investigation, finds Brock Turner, Bronze Tiger's, one of his, not blades, his claws, in the shower. So once he finds it, gets Turner put in a hole, everything. You think at first, looking at things around, that potentially maybe Brick had set him up. But then when Stanley gets out, he literally says, man, I would have never got out of here had they not found Turner's blade. And then Oliver's like, how in the fuck did you know it was Turner's blade? He's like, you was in hole. Dude was like, I might have heard it. And so Oliver's like, oh shit, this dude's a homicidal maniac. This dude crazy. The flash forwards are getting even more intriguing for me because we are in the future, and Zoe is now a Black Canary, Zoe being Renee's daughter. Dinah's back being the Black Canary. Roy and William are now there, and they're in Smoke Technologies and trying to figure out what the message was Felicity was sending them. You find out Felicity turned evil, called herself the Calculator like her dad, but yet she was sending them signals to figure out different things. I really want to know how this is all going to pay off, because flashbacks were one thing. It built up to the story. Are we doing the whole you can change the future, or we see where it's going to go? Because there's got to be a purpose to the flash forwards. I know this is a test run to see if people will rock with them. And I'm into the story, but I need to know where it's going. Arrow has too many episodes. Arrow has 22, 23 episodes a season. This is going to be a long draw to see what this pays out to be. And I don't want to wait until we get to the end of the season where we normally do with the flashbacks, where it's what's happening in real time, what's happening in the flash, whether it's flash forward or flashback. I don't think we need this, and so I just rather us get right into it. Whatever. The Flash was horrible. It was pointless. The whole Caitlyn's dad, him being Icicle, it just was bad. It was just bad. Cisco going, I'm trying to tell you, Kate. And then Caitlyn, get out. Excuse me. It's just bad. It was just bad. So Katie got his ass whooped. And yet he goes to the hospital and he gets shot or something. No, he gets cut. And the nurse that knows him tries to help him. He like, no. And he leaves. Like, why the fuck did you come to the hospital then? You should took yourself to CVS and got some gauze. Later, he's in the house on the floor. Him and his wheezing, which really sounds cheesy. It really sounds cheesy. Now he's like, I feel stronger. It's making me stronger. Like, bruh, I don't care, man. I don't care. This season has been supposed to be so promising, and yet it's been rather lackluster. Like I'm rocking with Jessica Parker Kennedy as Nora Allen. Grant Gustin is Grant Gustin. There's not much Jesse L. Martin because he did hurt himself. Tom Cavanaugh is doing the best that he can with this new iteration of Wells. I just think it gets tiresome. I just need something to happen. And the brightest spot probably to be this entire season will be when they go into Elseworlds. When they go into the crossover. And then it's like, after that, back to the same old boring. Because the crossover is next week, I believe. So, who the fuck knows? Black Lightning was actually, it got very, very dark this episode. We got the introduction of Looker, which to many people's surprise, mine included, it was not what we thought she was going to be. First of all, when they announced that Erica Alexander had been cast as Perina, many people believed that Perina's character was eventually going to be Looker, right? Turns out that's not the case. Looker is a racist white chick who's a bad guy, when in the comics, Looker's an outsider and she's a good girl. And yeah, because South Freeland is racist more than regular Freeland. You heard me. So that's what that is. We finally get a fight that we've been building up to for a while. And granted, we kind of knew what the end result would be, but it was very well worth it. That Khalil Tobias fight was amazing. It was nice to see Khalil get some good shots in on Tobias. Even though it didn't look like it affected him much, but when he got him in, they counted. And I was loving it. Then when the point where Tobias started really beating his ass, I was like, yeah, that was going to happen. That was going to happen. We got cute little chocolatey and vanilla metahuman twins. Because of a Romeo and Juliet star-crossed lovers type relationship that happened, and because the dad was infected by Looker, we get the babies. And so it was just cute babies. It's cute babies. I like where this is going. I'm a fan of Black Lightning. Also, I'm gonna get the opportunity to do a live tweet along with the cast and the writers of the show. As I'm recording this later on in the evening, I will be going to do that with them, so I'm excited about that. Titans, I'm gonna catch you up on about a couple of episodes. Jason Todd has shown up, and he's out of fucking control. Jason Todd want to do what he want to do. He like, yo, being with Batman is like a get out of jail free card. It's a do whatever you want card. Basically, the Melton Man shows up, and after he threatens the last member of the circus that Dick used to know as a kid, they catch up to the Melton. Jason Todd and Grayson catch up to Melton Man, and basically Dick stops him, but in the process, Jason's like, yo, I'll deal with the police. And while dealing with the police, he proceeds to not only beat the shit out of them, I think he kills a few and just is really violent. And Dick is like, yo, fam, calm the hell down. What are you doing? And Jason Todd is like, yo, I get to do whatever I want. I'm robbing that. Blah, blah, blah. Fast forward next episode. They all are in an asylum. They are all all the Titans are in the asylum, minus Jason Todd because he goes back to Gotham. They're being tortured. They're trying to get everything about them because Rachel's mother is there, which we get her out. But Dick has to deal with his greatest enemy, face his worst fears. His worst fears are himself, because of he hates what he's become. Younger Dick tells older Dick, Robin was supposed to be the way out, and you ruined all that, you asshole. They trying to do surgery on Corey. Gar's in a cage. They want to see what he can do. Long story short, Gar finally turns into a tiger and bites the shit out of somebody. He don't even bite anybody. He mauls a dude to death, which I was like, about damn time. Now if y'all can make him turn into something else but a tiger, I'll be even happier. One of the most interesting things they did at the end of this particular episode, because these are 2 different episodes now. One of the most interesting things that happened to me was Dick Grayson, burned the Robin suit. Threw it in a fire, let it melt and everything, which basically means he is letting go of being Robin. Are we about to get Nightwing in the Titans? If that is where they're going, I think business has really picked up for this show. Granted, we all know the Titans of old, Teen Titans. We know of Robin, Beast Boy, Starfire, Raven, Cyborg. But now we don't have Cyborg, and we may be getting Nightwing in the Titans. Okay. I think I can see it, and I'm looking forward to it. The next episode, they're introducing Wonder Girl, Donna Troy. And Grayson leaves off from the Titans and goes back to Donna Troy. So eventually they'll all come back together, of course, because if not, there wouldn't be a show called Titans. So yeah, I think that about covers it with everything I've got for the week here. Upcoming shows, if you're listening to this on the 27th, I'm going to release it today. I'm in Sherman Oaks tonight at the Roomy Cafe Studio off Ventura Boulevard. The 28th, on Wednesday, you can catch me first at Rita. It is on Ventura Boulevard in Sherman Oaks. Then I will be in West Hollywood at Bar Lubitsch with Matt O'Brien and Julia Hakovich. They're doing a show called Nosy Neighbors, and I'm going to be a part of that. Excited for that as well. Also, I have reopened up the Supervillain Squad Patreon. I need you all to join this. Join the Supervillain Squad on Patreon, all right? Help support the podcast. Make the podcast grow. I need that from you all. I'm going to be putting certain movie reviews only on that Patreon right there, okay? I got to drop this interview coming up soon with Ryan Sands from Runaways. It's going on the Patreon. He plays Jeffrey Wilder, the dad, a member of the Pride. All these things are coming to the Patreon, and the Patreon only has 2 tiers. $1, $5. $1, $5. What you do is you help improve the podcast, you help me get more equipment, travel to more places to get more interviews, and do more things and bring stuff exclusively to you. Because as you know with this, I like to keep shit real and raw and keep it just conversational and not just your typical formatted, here's a podcast about this, here's a recap of that, here's an interview that just sounds like every other interview. Don't want to do all those. I want to give you the best possible. And for that to grow, I am asking you, I need you all. I'm just going to be straightforward. I need you all, the listeners, to help me grow forward. So again, patreon.com/Mr. J Washington. It's MRJAY Washington. You should know how to spell that. Mr. J Washington as well. You on Twitter and Instagram. YouTube.com/JAYWashington80. Okay. MadTitanCast.com is the website. Make sure you rate and subscribe. Please rate and subscribe and review on iTunes. Please rate, review on iTunes. This is how I push the visibility of the podcast up. I get more people to hear this shit. I get more people to rock with you. You rock with me. We all become part of the squad. I am working on having a bunch of new guests coming towards the new year and out. But again, it's the holidays. So you'll probably be getting a couple of best movies, best TV shows, worst stuff, things like that. Or best and worst. It's cool, bro. Doesn't matter. But all of those things are coming to you, all right? I appreciate you all for rocking with me. It's been episode 11. Thank you for everybody checking me out on Nerd Jabber. I will holler at you next week. Till then, take care. I'm out of here. Peace.